He's listening to us. Hey, what's going on?
Call us.
Hey, Dan.
Call in.
I got a question, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Do you think the Dead World conversation we're having is similar to Warhammer not putting out regular codex updates for their minis?
Very good.
It's really close, but the main difference there is Games Workshop produces competitive games. And I think there's an obligation by a company that makes a competitive game to create a level playing field. So I
you
think
don't know who you're talking about if that's what you think.
No, this is obviously, yes, correct, not the case for them, but
No.
I mean, I think it should because, well, Wizards of the Coast, with the, God forbid, I'm going to bring it up, Magic, they always did strive to make the game a level playing field by segregating editions and creating certain types of tournaments that people of all income levels could play at, where Games Workshop does not do that. If you want to build a powerful army, all you have to do is throw cash at it and pick the correct army, i.e. a newer army.
Right.
That's the general mindset.
You mean something that Mike wouldn't pick?
So if you'd
is what
liked
you mean.
No,
Playing-
orcs are up there.
Sisters of Battle, or something that
Yeah, our
didn't
new
have a
guy,
codex
on
update.
Monday plays Sisters of Battle.
Oh, man. I didn't
That
know.
doesn't surprise me.
What was that crap he was listening to on the laptop? Did you hear what Mark said when he walked in?
Whatever that
is has to stop now. and the guy was just like, oh, turn it
I
off.
think he thought he was being cool. I don't know.
Did you see him bobbing his head to it, though? I'm like, dude,
no,
that is
I
not music to bob your head to.
Was it Kraftwerk?
I don't know what it was.
It was people redoing old, like doing anime videos to old video game theme songs and stuff.
Sure.
And he was literally bobbing his head while he was doodling or drawing
He was
something.
working on his character.
Yeah, is that what he was
Hey,
doing?
man, teach their own. That's what I say.
And to steer us back on it, Dead World it's a popular perception then. It's
Yeah, it really
It's an incorrect
It's
popular
only a dead
perception.
world if you make it a dead world.
yeah.
Well,
So it's there's other games. I'm just thinking, what other games would have this kind of a situation where it's a dead world or it's a dead game. There's two that come off the top of my head. The first one is Traveler. Traveler, the first edition or the original Traveler. There are people out there that play that game and are really, really, really rabid about it. The IP's been used by other games and things like that, but there's still those that play the original Traveler and really into it. And there's a whole community out there of people that do it. So much so that they just recently, another company from Bloomington, Illinois, by the way, where the original GDW was, re-released all the old books in a one big compendium.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be neat to have.
Yeah, it's like all the rule books come in one compendium, and then all the supplements come in one compendium, and then all the adventures in one compendium.
That's kind of neat. I bet this is expensive.
It's like $30 each. Something.
Well, that's
like
not
that.
bad.
It's not bad. It's softback.
Now, here's an interesting dead world for you that I just thought of when you said Traveler, Hyboria. Conan is a dead world.
That was the second one I was going to mention.
Because Howard is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his world.
So is Jordan at this point.
This is a good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That actually is actually a very good point, because there are those who believe that the Howard Conan is really the only true Conan. That the Robert Jordan Conan or the Elsbreg de Camp Conan that came after him are all just pale imitations of the original character.
Well, it was people cashing in on this established character because
Right.
they could.
Yeah,
for,
and then
for better or worse.
But I was actually going to mention the game, the Conan role-playing game. Mongoose hasn't released anything new for it.
Oh, I thought it was still quote unquote active.
No, I mean they still sell it, but they really haven't produced anything new for it.
Do they really need to? I mean, because like we said, Howard's dead. He's not creating another continent anywhere that you would need a source book for.
No, but I mean, there's still things that they could do. They could do more.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah, I mean, they could do other country books. They did the things right, though. They did. It was mostly all fluff. Almost all of their source books are all fluff.
That's what I loved those books.
I think really what killed that game or that world is that it's still stuck in the D20 system, the old open game license, and I mean Wizards has moved away from that now ×2.
Right.
So I think either they need to come up with their own system or just let it go. So
Maybe
It needs 100% more Thaco.
no. What's the name of the company that?
West End.
Now the
Green Ronin, True 20, the superior game.
No, Pathfinder.
Pathfinder?
Oh,
it's
Paizo.
3.5.
Paizo?
I don't know why I could remember that. Maybe Paizo should pick that up. I know that. I'm kidding. I know they won't do that. Rather than Dead Campaign World, maybe we should talk about dead games. What games are there that people just don't play anymore?
Oh.
Well, there's plenty of those. I mean, God, just talking about the space opera game that we talked about.
I think you bought like 5 different ones at the used game
I
auction.
think I did.
Everway.
That's actually what I was doing. I was looking at the shelf.
Star Quest.
I mean, I've got 5 copies of the Sidewinder Recoiled RPG.
That was a great buy.
I just
Yeah.
well, they're,
You're like, man, this one really sucks. I'm going to get 5 more because
actually
they're cheap.
it wasn't that bad. It was D20.
What he did was, the
Here we
year
go
that we
again.
went to Gen Con, Aces and Eights came out. We hadn't played Aces and Eights yet. Jason spotted this other game, and he bought a bunch of copies of that book for like $2 a pop.
Yeah, they were cheap.
And then he sold them to the rest of us for $5 a pop.
Oh, I did not. You're so full of crap.
Tried.
I paid 10.
He did try.
Whatever.
And then he went and Eric talked him into getting Aces and Eights instead.
It was a good plan, though.
I think that was the next year that I got that.
I don't know.
No,
It was the same year.
You bought
it
your
was
own
the
book.
same
I didn't
year.
sell you one.
You had the book in your possession and it ended up in my possession. I believe there was an exchange of some sort.
Maybe it was just fluid.
Ooh, could be.
No, Jason's not my type.
Well, anyway, I looked Sidewinder up. You would expect that if it was actively being played, that there would be a recent post or maybe a website dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh.
I mean, it's the most recent thing was like 3 years ago.
Star Frontiers. I think Star Frontiers was a very popular game.
Gamma World.
Well, Gamma World's back.
Yeah.
It's back
You
in
know,
a big way.
And actually, there is a Star Frontier community because I looked it
Yes,
up.
there is.
Yeah.
And that game hasn't been live for a long time.
Right.
You know, but it's just one of those things that, you know, people back then, it's people like us that go, you know what, whatever happened to Star Frontiers? And they go online, they go, hey, there's a community out there.
What happened to Cyberpunk?
Ooh.
the actual branded Cyberpunk game?
That's where Mr. Stud came from.
Mr. Stud, that's right.
If only.
That might be a case where a game was just a pale imitation of another game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it came first, but the other game then
Stole
overshadowed
its
it.
thunder.
Stole its thunder,
Yeah.
right?
Because
Which was first?
I think Cyberpunk was first before Shadowrun.
Oh, yeah.
Shadowrun came out now with 100% more trolls.
That's right. Elves and fun stuff.
Yeah.
Shadowrun.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, Cyberpunk was cool, but if you play Shadowrun, you have these many more options and this many more story opportunities.
Well, I think it helped to add that fantasy and magic element to it because I don't think Cyberpunk had magic.
No, not at
It
all.
definitely didn't have orcs and elves and
Oh, no.
trolls in it.
Well,
Not at
then
all.
it,
So
becomes
with
a,
that-
it becomes a gateway drug. It's
Right.
close enough to D&D to
Right.
kind of bring you
But
over.
there are people who do not like mashup games. They want, if they're playing a Cyberpunk game, they want to play a Cyberpunk game. They don't want fantasy in their Cyberpunk.
Well, that's why there are so many games, is because there are just so many different types of gamers or niches that, you know, people want to fill. There are games for people who do furries. Lots of them.
yeah.
Wow.
There's the game for pedophiles, the Big Eye Small Mouth.
Big ass small mouth, yeah.
Yes.
That was so. I'm gonna tangent on this for just a second.
Do we have to?
Big Eye Small Mouth.
Yeah.
We were at the used game auction, and they go Big Eye Small Mouth. I'm like, oh, we'll see who all the pedophiles are, and a guy right in front of us starts bidding on it. Like, what? This is the first game I ever played. Oh, then you knew a pedophile.
That's right. When you were a kid, and he was considerably older than you.
Oh, did he touch you in a bad place?
Show me on the miniature where the
So
Batman touched
some worlds need to be dead.
But I like the Al-Qadim, for instance, because I don't think we've ever played Al-Qadim. Did we ever play it?
It's my favorite setting. I too also have never gotten to play.
And
it.
I don't think it's gotten as much love as it probably should have, because I know I've got some of the material for it, but we've never played it. And just looking at it and things like that, I'm like, why have we never played this game? And then with nowadays, I don't know if that game would be as popular as it was back then. I mean, online it's
There's
popular.
way too many racists coming back from the various engagement.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of animosity, towards that section of people.
Yeah,
Like a magic carpet ride, though.
Yeah,
Because it plays to Jason's nostalgia. I mean, we all grew up with the Sinbad and the Seven Seas,
Right.
and Jason and the Argonauts. I mean, and it's all drawn right from that.
Back when a game world like Al-Qadim was not doing well, they lumped it into Forgotten Realms.
That's true.
It was just
Same
another
way with
continent.
Oriental
'Cause
Adventures.
I was just about to say the same thing. Oriental Adventures. Oriental Adventures.
L5R.
Yeah, well, see, L5R, second edition.
Oriental Adventures came first, Mark. I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, but the thing was, Oriental Adventures came, and then it started to wane. They lumped it into Forgotten Realms, and then L5R came out. Second edition L5R was D20.
And they did it right, because again, sometimes you have to get it away from the people who quote unquote own it.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing about that is some of that content, like I know the Vault of the Drow, and I think Oriental Adventures were originally written, or started anyway, with Greyhawk in mind, and they changed horses
Because Forgotten
midstream.
Realms was selling.
Right, and put it in the realms.
Well, to go along with this, I think Mike should just incorporate Al-Qadim into Greyhawk.
And we could
Take it
totally,
back.
We could totally do
as
that.
canon blasphemous as that may be, because Mike is giving me the, oh God, look, we can't do
Well,
that.
there's no reason you couldn't use the Al-Qadim books for fluff and flavor
Yeah.
to add to the already countries in Greyhawk that are like that. Tusmet, Ekber.
Well,
and-
that's you're talking about
Exactly.
in the Flanny S.
Yes.
I mean, there's other parts of that
Sure,
whole
yeah,
world
yeah, yeah.
that you could go to.
Absolutely.
And I think our ship should take us there.
And I was
Mike.
going to say, I believe all you would need is a ship.
Nothing I would love more than to sail off that map and see what's south of the
You
of the
guys.
continent.
You guys.
And it's not like we haven't done it before, Mike. Come on. I want to go to the Isle of Dread. Are we anywhere near there?
This just comes back to Ul. It's like Mike will go make up all kinds of stuff for Ul and never let us play there. He's not going to let us sail off the map,
It's
but then we have
Mike's-
to make up something else completely.
But
It's
you know,
Mike's Ivory Tower.
Tonight, we
people-
sail off the map.
There you go.
people have played in all. Brian got
We
to
have not played it.
Brian
Brian
got to play in all.
Now you want to. Now
I
let
got-
me put
I got
something
to
in
play in all.
perspective
You
here.
suck.
There are people who have played in Ul that we do not know that used Mike's stuff
Right.
to
true.
do it.
And that's a crime that we haven't got to use.
It's great.
Monday night game.
All my characters are going to be from Ul from now on. And I'm just going to make it up. That's
Good
for it.
idea.
That's all. I'm just going to make it up my own way. And
You could be a coal
you got
burner.
nothing to say about it.
You'd be a charcoal
You'll be
burner.
a charcoal
from
burner from all.
Yes.
That would work.
I'm going to have to do some research on Ol.
Well, just,
Go to Cannon Fire and read all Mike's articles.
just ask Mike.
And matter of fact, I think if you look all up on Wikipedia, it's a direct link to Mike's stuff.
It says created by Mortellin.
See, Mike.
But no, so kind of along the lines of how I really don't like the word homebrew, and we kind of tried to kickstart the whole microbrew. It's like, I don't think Dead World does justice to the worlds that it's attempting to describe.
It demeans them.
Right.
What would be a better way to
Dormant
describe it?
world.
No, I wouldn't even
No,
say
no,
dormant.
No, because
that
dormant
implies it's asleep.
implies there's no growth.
How about
there's no activity?
Unsupported.
Yeah, because it's a community. It's
Brawless.
Brawless, unsupported.
I have called Greyhawk.
He's a damn genius.
Brawless worlds.
Brawlers World, yes! T-shirt.
I have called
Let's play in
Greyhawk
your brawless world.
undead before
Undead.
because how it keeps coming back
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
going down.
And it wants brains. No?
So
I'd just like to fade out on that and not even do an outro.
But I think that to reiterate, it's only a lie, or it's only dead if you make it dead, and if you want to believe that it is. There's plenty of avenues for creativity out there, and I'm sure if you loved something enough and didn't already know that it's out there on the internet and there's a community supporting it, go out and find it, and help rekindle some of that fire that you had back in the day.
Blogger is free. Start your own site.
Yeah, start your own site and start
Probably don't go onto Google and just Google Brawless Games. You'll find something you don't particularly
or do.
or do.
Rule 34.
Don't do it at work.
Don't do it at work. Yes, if you brawless gamer, I don't know about that.
No. No.
Anyone listening, if you're part of a Dead World fan community, let us know.
Exactly. Let us know what and we'll link to it.
Maybe
and
we missed something.
Yeah, we'll definitely want to.
Oh yeah, I mean the list of Dead Worlds, because we haven't got a good one.
How about we come up with give us a new name for Dead
We
Worlds.
need a new name for Dead Worlds.
Brawless.
Brawless is the current front runner.
Currently, Brawless.
I think Undead would have worked, but I think Brawless is better.
I think.
Zombie World. Ghoul World.
Something to do with free balling.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
Brawless. I really hate that guy.
Mark,
That was good.
Mark, when you hate everything, it becomes irrelevant.
I really hate this guy.
You don't hate him that much because you were pretty well in control the other night.
Brian doesn't like it when I yell at people.
Let's be completely
In the
honest.
game.
You're lucky you're even allowed in that shop.
He's kicked his own brother out before, so I'm really actually.
I don't know how you're hanging on. I know your income level, so it's not because you're throwing cash at him.
No,
I didn't really think the guy was that bad. I mean, he's a dork like the rest of us.
no, not like the rest.
Yes, he is, Mark.
One of us.
Follow us on Twitter.
We're at Gamer.